Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a topic for you which might be a concern for everyone now because the new variant of coronavirus has come, that is the Omicron. So this has been considered as the variant of concern by WHO, where multiple mutations have been occurred in this particular strain. So let me give you a detail of this particular Omicron today. So do watch the video till the end for complete details regarding Omicron. So this particular strain has been considered as the variant of concern by WHO, and variant of concern means the chances of transmission or any other things here might be much higher compared to the previous strains. So we have already faced a lot with the Delta strain, and this again becomes a matter of concern, and this was first reported in South Africa recently in November itself. So definitely there has to be a strict surveillance done, and the sequencing, that is particularly the genome sequencing, would be very helpful in understanding this particular variant, and that might be very helpful in future studies. So the complete genome sequence of this can be publicly made available in repositories so that it will be very much useful for further research. So as we all are very aware that this virus cannot multiply by itself, it requires a host, and one host is us. So human beings are a host for it, and it starts multiplying within us, and that's how it creates a lot of issues with us. So this particular virus has been mutating from long now. It's already been almost 2.5 to 3 years now. From 19 we are seeing this issue, and once it undergoes mutations, the chances of it infecting becomes much, it might be high or it may not be high, but the transmission rate, they have seen that it increases. The rate at which it can multiply, the rate at which it can cause infections is been increasing. So once it mutates, what happens is these viruses will have antigens on their surface, and they have something called as spike proteins, which are antigens again. And once this mutation happens, the antibodies which are generated in our body may not be very specific to that changed antigen on the surface, and that's how the effective nature of that vaccine might not be very good. But that you can understand it only by experimentation, and only by actual cases you get to know all that. So they have given this particular name Omicron. They have skipped 2 Greek letters. So many are concerned about why that is done. So that has nothing to do with the major thing here. One is the previous Greek letter NU. It will be it can be misinterpreted as new, and Z, it is a common surname of people, so they do not want to have any conflict here. So that's the reason they skipped these 2 letters and then made it Omicron. So it is evident from the original virus that came to the few of its variants that the antibody mediated protection is slightly reducing. That is because the virus is evolving every now and then. So there is a lot of mutations that is happening, and the main reason for these mutations to happen is the virus wants to grow. So it wants to grow, we are developing antibodies, it cannot grow. So it starts mutating itself to make it compatible so that it can start growing in our body, and it takes more time for us to adjust to that system. So in that way the virus will continuously mutate, and these mutations can lead to issues in some case, but definitely the antibodies which were developed in India, they are either the live virus or the dead virus that is used. So that is definitely going to be a polyclonal kind of antibody which will have a better scope compared to the DNA or RNA virus, the vaccine, sorry. So one more concern is whether this virus will escape the immune system. So there is a lot of confusion regarding this. So basically the rate at which this virus spreads, and these viruses are very smart, they even change their conformational structure. So in that way there can be some issues. So definitely when your immune response, immune response, to tell you in simple terms, it is nothing but when a foreign antigen, so virus is considered to be a foreign molecule. So when this enters your body has something called as immune system, which recognizes that virus as a foreign material, and it starts producing its response called as immune response. So when your immune response is going to be high, your CD8 T cells, these are something called as immune cells. So these cells will start producing its response, and more is this response, it will attack that virus and kill that virus. So this image at the top, I want you to check that, the A image here. So this is to show you the viral load, the first graph here, and the second curve here you can see this is the CD8 T cell response. So this is your immune response. So better is the response, but definitely the virus is going to kill, and that will not have a detrimental effect on your health. But what happens is when the rate at which this virus is multiplying is much higher, or the mutations are such that your immune system is not capable to recognize it that well, and the antibody production becomes less when compared to the load of the virus. So when this happens, then the viral persistence will happen. So this is what you can see in the graph B here. So when the viral load is much higher, that is because the replication rate might be high, or the conformational changes are made in such a way that the antibody may not be capable enough to detect that particular molecule as a foreign molecule and start producing its response. So in that way, if there's slight variation in the lock and key model, that is your antigen antibody interaction, if it doesn't happen very well, then this leads to viral persistence. And as this is persisting in your body, your chance of transmission becomes high, because in case you do not follow the protocols properly, that is washing your hands regularly, wearing face masks, if this is not done regularly and you are facing this issue, within this time there is a chance that you will transmit it to the next person. So in this way, this is the issue which needs to be addressed upon. So variant of concern. So any strain will be called as variant of concern if it has got a higher rate of transmissibility. So transmissibility is nothing but it can spread from one person to another. And it might increase its virulence, that we do not know, we'll get to know only after the studies, and decrease its effectiveness. So decrease the effectiveness means we have already developed a vaccine now. Now we don't know how our vaccine will be effective against this Omicron. So they need to do a lot of studies to prove that what rate of efficacy will be there by these vaccines towards these strain which are mutating in such a great extent. So in that way, a lot of studies has to be done, and definitely after that we will get to know few conclusions. So definitely the countries which are at risk should have a complete ban on the international flights, and genome sequencing is going to help a long way, and definitely the immune escape mechanisms need to be understood. So that has to that I will tell you in detail what exactly is that. And we know that the mutations are such that the spike proteins, they tell that there is 30 mutations in the spike protein itself and 20 more mutations in the other regions of the virus. So in that way, definitely the vaccine, its efficacy needs to be addressed. So let me explain the immunoescape mechanism in detail now. Exactly what happens is when there is a foreign molecule entering your system. So imagine this red one here is a viral antigen. So virus is entering your body. It has got the surface antigens. So what happens is our immune cells are there in our body, like natural killer cells, alpha, beta, gamma, delta cells. So there are a lot of cells in our body which are called as the immune cells. They are called as the APCs, that is the antigen processing and presentation cells. So these kind of cells, what they do is they phagocytose or endocytose the foreign molecule, and they convert that into something called as endosome. And within the cell, that is the APC, you have something called as lysosome, and when these fuse, they form something called as endolysosome. Okay, so in this endolysosome, actually the viral proteins, okay, the antigens will be broken down into fragments, and the same thing will be presented on the surface of the APCs, and after which the T cell becomes active. So these are also the immune cells which becomes active, and they start creating a antibody production. So in that way, most of our vaccines also work. They the live attenuated type or the dead type, same mechanism happens. It is introduced into the body, and once it is presented, the body starts producing antibody against that particular strain, and then it is stored in the body as memory cells. So what happens further now, if you come after taking a vaccine, imagine you are encountering the same organism again. So what happens is your body is already undergoing this change. It knows that this particular thing is already considered as foreign, and you have the antibody produced already against that particular strain. Okay, so in that way the antibody production will be there. It starts overshooting there, and it goes and attacks that particular virus and kills it. So this is the basic antibody production and the way in which it attacks the virus and kills it, so that there is no much health impacts because of this particular virus. So this is the basic mechanism of your immune response, and they have also tried few in vitro studies where they have tried to culture this T cells which actually produce the antibody in the body. So they have done it in vitro in the labs, and they have fused those cells, or they have combined the cells with the APCs, which I told you now. So APCs are the cells which process and present the antigen. So in the presence of growth factors, because growth factors are very, very essential for the T cells to grow. So when this happens, they multiply, and once they multiply, they activate and they produce the antibodies. So antibody production happens. But what happens is, if you just culture the T cells with growth factors without the APCs, that is, there is no antigen processing and presentation done, and only the cells are cultured. So what happens in this case is the cell gets confused. The TH cells, which are the actual cells which produce the, activate and initiate the antibody production, they get confused. And in this particular case, there is a chance that these cells become energic. So energic is nothing but they get confused, they do not know what to do, and they do not do their job. So in this way, if there is no antibody production happening, that can be detrimental. So as we know, the virus is evolving. So they either try to attack the gene level, or they may inhibit this endolysosome formation. And we know that this endolysosome formation is very, very important, because that is the stage where the viral antigens are broken down, it is presented, and then that initiates the antibody production. So in this way, the mutations can be one reason for this. And if this happens, definitely the APC itself, that is our cells which are responsible for creating an immune response, those cells itself can become a reservoir for virus. So this is going to be a detrimental stage if APCs itself become a reservoir for viruses. So definitely the rate at which this virus multiplies in the host cell, that will definitely matter, because if there is no much match between the rate at which it is multiplying and the rate at which your immune response has been created, then that creates a lot of issues. And coming to the Indian vaccine, I've told you that is something like a polyclonal antibody. So definitely, even though there is mutations happening in some of the spike proteins, there might be other spike proteins which will be effective. That means the antibodies that we are generated already, since it is a polyclonal type, even if it cannot bind to one or other spike protein, it will definitely bind to other spike proteins which are there in the surface of the virus, because we have used the live attenuated virus or the dead type of virus for the production of vaccine in India. So in that way, there will definitely be some lock and key model which is effective in some parts of the virus. In that way, definitely the antibodies can act and kill that particular virus. So coming to the symptoms, they are telling that the mild symptoms are seen as of now. So definitely the infectious rate might be less. So sore muscles and tiredness has been seen as the symptoms in this particular case. And the gold standard method for diagnosis, that is the RT-PCR, is holding good even for this particular strain. We'll definitely have to accelerate the vaccination coverage. We will have to create awareness regarding the vaccine doses. Like if people are yet to take the second dose, definitely they have to take the second dose so that they have their antibodies with them, and that will help in fighting this particular situation. So in case after genome sequencing, they feel that this particular strain is Omicron, they have to definitely isolate themselves. And before genome sequencing only, it's better, once you get to know that you're suffering from COVID, it's better to isolate that time itself so that you do not transmit it to the next person. And we'll have to follow the same basic rules that we were following previously, and that only can help us in this particular situation. So there are few antiviral tablets also which are recommended for this particular strain. So this is two of those antivirals. So one is Refipiravir and one more is Molnupiravir. So these are basically oral drugs which can be of some help. So the mode of action basically of this particular drug, that is Ravipiravir. So basically it phosphorylation and phosphorybylation happens in the system, in your body, and once this happens, they will try to somehow inhibit the viral protein synthesis, and if that is inhibited, definitely the virus cannot grow, and if it cannot grow, it dies. So in that way, there are few tablets, and the mode of action of these tablets is explained here. So coming to the takeaway messages, so definitely we'll have to immediately isolate the people in case they are suffering from this particular COVID because of this particular strain. So a lot of legislations and strict awareness has to be created regarding this, and acceleration of vaccination coverage will be one more important thing that has to be kept in mind. And according to the scientists, they believe that once this virus becomes more and more mutant, their chances of transmissibility becomes high, but they become less virulent. But that can prove only with the days to come, only when we get to know more details on this. And one more important thing what I want to highlight here is now people are trying to go for booster doses. Few countries have already started initiating the booster doses system, but definitely we'll have to be very careful when we initiate this something called as booster doses, because we cannot give it for everyone, like at one stretch tell that booster doses can be given to everyone. But because antibody titers has to be checked, once you check your antibody titer, only if your antibody titer is not great, then only it's better to suggest a booster dose. Otherwise, it can create the immunotolerance or the allergic situation, which I told, which might lead to a lot of it might lead to problems. Okay. So in that way, I've already discussed with you that the Indian vaccines are going to go a long way, definitely, because of the polyvalent antibody nature, which can definitely bind to at least some of the spike proteins and definitely kill the virus. So in that way, in comparison with the mRNA virus or the DNA kind of vaccine, this polyvalent antibodies is definitely going to go a long way. And we should be definitely proud of India for making such contribution in vaccine development. So definitely we'll have to respond quickly and take actions before this particular strain will have the potential to fuel it. So we almost thought that this COVID is almost ended, but again we have a new strain, and this is going to create an issue if we do not follow our basic systems again, that is washing your hands regularly, wearing the mask, and maintaining social distancing. So in this way, we can try to save ourselves from this particular strain. Thank you for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And please like this video if you have actually found this worth. Subscribe to my channel and share this video with maximum people so that I can make much more educational videos for you like this. Thank you.